Back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of American parents and old people who were afraid of clouds were seduced by this media-induced psychosis known as the Satanic Panic. The Satanic Panic was media, church leaders, and stupid people convincing the general population that people who listen to heavy metal music would do so because they were possessed by Satan. This is a time where parents believed that if you played heavy metal records backward, you'd hear subliminal messages about Satan, which is really stupid because if you played the records forward, you'd hear blatant messages about Satan. A lot of people were spreading the fear that metal bands were influencing young kids to commit mass murders, ritual suicide, sacrifices, drug use, fucking poor parallel parking skills, everything you could think of they blamed on metal music. And I found a video uploaded recently that highlights this area pretty well. This is from the channel Zombified Preachers of Gore. I had not heard of this one before. I think it's fairly new, but it looks like it's covering very old school underground shit. And this here is a compilation of news reports around the Michigan Death Fest. So if you want to see more about that, go check out their channel, go like this video and the original video. And now let's laugh at some silly people from the 90s. So head bang the like button, stage dive on the subscribe button, and windmill the video to your friends. And if you're a fan of the channel, consider becoming a member. Memberships only cost 99 cents a month, and each one really helps me toward my lifelong goal of creating a life-size Godzilla to invade Canada. I said I think this channel's new, and right there is a video from them that's 2 years old.
Good evening. They'll be rocking and rolling in Jackson a week from Saturday.
They'll be doing it to the beat.
There will be rocking and rolling. Both. Twofer, together, in the same venue, at the same time.
Of a different drum, heavy metal music. The rock show
Michigan Death Fest 1 is being...
Please tell me that was in the actual news report. They'll come and rock and
staged at the Jackson Optimist Sports Arena.
This dude looks like he's probably a demon. Just look at his facial structure.
It was originally supposed to happen in Detroit, and the switch has some people in Jackson concerned the groups promote satanic worship. More on the developing controversy from Jay Cooney.
What can city commissioners do when a death fest comes to town?
Not a goddamn thing.
Not much, it seems.
That's right. That's right. Fucking Mars Attacks looking lady.
Despite receiving some calls from people calling the festival a devil-worshipping event,
she looks like a skeleton.
Commissioners say the promoters have done everything by the book. That doesn't mean they have to like it.
I'm totally against it.
The concert, featuring 7 bands from as far away as...
We got Morbid Angel, Sacrifice, and I can't read what the other ones are.
Florida and Maryland will take place here a week from Saturday. Ironically, that day has been set aside by commissioners as Jackson for Jesus Day, which has some ministers...
Jack off for Jesus Day. What's the problem? Jack off for Jesus and then go to the metal show.
Up in arms.
Watch reports, all of us on television, read about in the newspapers how the testimonies of kids themselves left behind in writing, attributing their suicide or the mass murders that they've committed to listening to this music and go.
There's not many. There's globally people who committed crimes or suicides that they blame directly on metal music. Very few. Like you could count them on one hand. And they definitely all showed signs of mental instability before the metal. It was not the metal that made them insane. They were insane and they were using the metal to help fuel it. A psychotic person will obsess over a violent video game, but the majority of people who play violent video games are not psychotic. And you look like you just hit a can of Whippets. This was a terrible pause.
Going to these type of concerts.
Bozung and 8 other ministers plan to attend the concert to counsel kids on what he says are satanic messages embedded in the music.
They plan to attend to counsel the kids. This preacher's getting right in the pit for Morbid Angel. That's a great excuse. I'm going there to talk to the kids. Yeah, to help them out.
The names of the bands participating in Michigan Death Fest 1 are interesting, to say the least. Sacrifice, Fatal, Morbid Angel, and Lucifer's Hammer are just some of the bands that will be in town August the 11th. But teenagers argue that the names are just gimmicks. Gimmicks to get them to buy records and go to concerts.
What about people that say that it's satanic, it's devil-worshipping music?
They just don't understand the music, that's all.
The majority of those bands probably don't even sing about satanic stuff, like Morbid Angel a bit, but they're death metal bands. It's a lot of gore and grotesque stuff. So the religious people aren't complaining about the violent themes, it's the satanic ones. They're like, don't worry, we'll kill people, but just not have Satan here. Like, yeah, that's good. That's fine.
It's better than the slow music, because slow music to me is like depressing, and I don't like getting depressed or any of that, and I just think it's pretty cool.
So far, 1,000 tickets have been...
Is that the Tulminator grandmother, the cool grandmother in Europe that goes to metal festivals, looks a lot like her.
Snapped up, 2,000 still remain, with both sides preparing for...
So they said this event has about 1,800 people. So this is a Morbid Angel concert with a couple other bands that fits 1,800 people. And it had multiple news segments covering the controversy of it.
Next week's heavy metal band concert, Death Fest 1. Some residents claim the show is nothing more than heavy metal bands getting together to sing about Satanism.
Correct.
Band members, however, say it's one big gimmick to sell tickets and records.
This is also true. They're the same picture.
More from Suzanne Wengler.
Where else are they supposed to get together to sing satanic songs? Have you ever tried singing satanic songs in a Starbucks? You get weird looks, Karen. All right? Where else are they supposed to do it? Karen. This band's not playing the show.
It's called death metal. It's louder and faster than heavy metal, and it has a message.
It's not.
Wait.
It's called death metal. It's louder and faster than heavy metal, and it has a...
Death metal classic bands, Death Angel and Dio. The most extreme of death metal.
Message.
It's nothing satanic at all. You know, we really don't go for that. We just sing about scary.
I love how you say it's really not satanic at all. Lucifer's hammer right under him.
Scary things. You know, things that have gone in the past.
Todd Cushman is the lead singer of a local band called Lucifer's Hammer, one of the bands that's set to appear in Death Fest 1. His mother is the promoter of the concert, but she calls death metal a gimmick to sell tickets.
Hey, shout out to Mom. She seems cool.
All it is loud, heavy metal. That's all it is. Very fast.
The whole town hates you, Sandy. You're bringing this demonic, grotesque shit to lovely Jackoffville. How could you, Sandy?
Loud music.
With band names like Sacrifice, Fatal, Deceased, and Morbid Angel, why would anyone want them to come to town?
Once they came out with the flyer on the concert, naming the concert, I guess I was a little disappointed, I guess.
Well, this reverend was also disappointed because the day of the concert has also been proclaimed Jesus for Jackson Day, and now we'll have to spread two messages.
Jesus for Jackoff Day. I thought it was Jackoff for Jesus Day.
We will be gathering together over there with the churches. After we talk to the kids, we will have prayer, and we will be singing our own songs there.
They're going to get in their safe space and hug each other after having to stand next to these smelly long hairs.
Well, there is no message, really. It's just music.
Well, despite all of the controversy surrounding Death Fest 1, managers of the sports arena say it's one of the biggest concerts they've had in the past 5 years. But no matter what the turnout is, they said they have no plans of hosting a Death Fest 2. In Jackson, Suzanne Wengler.
Pussies. I mean, that's the venue's decision. As long as they honor their contract for this show, they don't have to sign for the next one, so.
Devil worship, that's the debate raging in Jackson in advance of next week.
This dude's face scares me. It looks like when if you wake up in the middle of the night, you just be standing in a dark corner of your room.
Heavy metal band concert, Death Fest 1. Organizers say the bands promote Satanism through their music. Evidence group names like Fatal, Sacrifice, Deceased, and Morbid Angel. At least one local minister has come out in opposition to the concert.
Oh no, one minister. Oh God, whatever shall we do?
We'll be gathering together over there with the churches. After we talk to the kids, we will have...
Bozung. Reverend Bozung says no to Morbid Angel. He wants you to jack off for Jesus.
Have prayer, and we will be singing our own songs.
The member of one of the local...
Bet y'all can't scream for shit.
Bands playing in the show says this isn't about devil worship, but about selling tickets and records.
And it's a death metal show, so it won't be successful at that either.
City, a boost in tourism. The business community is not...
He looks like the giant blue bird from the Muppets.
...not rallying in support of that event, as we hear tonight from Chris Alexander.
The city of Jackson has suffered a depressed economy since the early 80s, but it is picking up. Annual fairs and festivals are gaining recognition, and tourists from neighboring states...
What should we put in this news report about a death metal show? Hot air balloons. This place has got everything.
...are taking part. For more than a month, a small segment of music enthusiasts have been gearing up for Death Fest, a heavy metal rock concert rolling into Jackson's Optimus Sports Arena this Saturday. The concert is expected to sell out, and many of the 1,800 fans are coming from out of town.
A lot of the hotels are booked up for the weekend, and the fair is going to get a good business from the kids coming from out of town. We're all going to the fair. The arena is going to make a lot of money, not to mention the gas stations and the little eateries around.
Despite the increase in business, many Jackson residents are...
Come on, little Jimmy, don't look at those scary black shirts. We have to go pray.
...the Death Fest idea.
The concerns are that young people in this community and elsewhere who are coming to Jackson, Michigan for something that is perceived to be like devil worship or a cult kind of thing. And that isn't anything that anyone in this community would want to encourage.
Why not? Come on, old lady. Come out to the show and get in the pit for Morbid Angel. I think you'll have a blast.
We've only tried to help the citizens of the community understand what's occurred, what's going on. That's the best you can do in the situation that we've been given.
Jackson police.
That's her secret way of saying she's been promoting the show. For the news reports and her friends just to be like, oh, it's scary, but then she's going to put on a Morbid Angel shirt and dive in the pit.
Say they'll treat concert just like any other. Chris Alexander, TV 10 Action News, Jackson.
They say all music has some meaning, but the heavy metal music set to play on the Death Fest stage doesn't mean devil worship.
They keep showing Death Angel, Dio, and Death. Only one of those is even a death metal band, and none of which are playing the concert.
Worshippers are hitting Jackson.
They shouldn't be taken seriously. Like if it said to go out and kill somebody, you know, they wouldn't.
Probably sold so many tickets because people saw these news reports and thought Dio was playing.
Want people to actually go out and do it.
It's all just, like I said, a hypothetical horror story. It's no more than like sitting around a campfire and telling ghost stories.
Sheila Smoot, TV 10 Action News, Jackson.
For the past week, church leaders in Jackson have been gearing up to spread their message at the concert next Saturday.
He's learning how to infiltrate the show. How do you do, fellow kids? Hey, this Saint of Morbid sounds nice, but what if we went to listen to the actual saint instead? Come on, my hip, cool friends.
They say the 8 groups that are coming to town, they're going to promote Satanism through their music, and they want to be at that concert to spread their...
These 8 bands are coming to town to spread the word of Satan. They show Def Leppard, Megadeth, Kiss, bands who aren't going to be there.
Their message as well.
And the youth are living in turbulent times. Why should we add to the difficulty? So we want...
Because it's fun.
To talk to them.
It's all just, like I said, a hypothetical horror story. It's no more than like sitting around a campfire and telling ghost stories.
Well, so far, close to 2,000 tickets have been sold for that concert. Some of the
Yeah, because there's been so many news reports on it. You could not have given them better publicity.
headliners have names like Morbid Angel, Lucifer's Hammer.
This is probably the most coverage Morbid Angel has ever received.
Behind an increase in homicides because of people who do frequent these type of activities. It's a little bit more than just your normal heavy metal groups. Every name of each of the groups has a satanic origin.
All it is just an extreme music, just fast and aggressive, and it has nothing to do with Satanism. There's not going to be any kind of satanic activity or any kind of devil worship there, and they're just getting everything way out of proportion.
The arena is not advertising the fact that Michigan Death Fest is supposed to be held here next weekend. In fact, they don't even list it on their rundown of coming events. So most people around...
I don't need you. I said it already sold a bunch of tickets.
...here are just hearing of it. And 2 people told me the more they hear about Michigan Death Fest, the less they like the idea. From Jackson, I'm Mary.
2 people, 2 random motherfuckers, told me that the more they hear about Michigan Death Fest, the less they like it. The news was fucking ridiculous back in the... It still is, but this was when people were like, oh my god, these people are 100% truthful and honest and don't have scripts or things they have to sell at all.
Mary Conway, Channel 7 Action News, reporting.
This is how you can tell nothing happens in this town at all. There's been multiple news segments on a death metal concert with 8 bands.
This is TV 10 Action News, Mid-Michigan's news leader.
Their news report showed a tractor. Yeah, nothing happens in this town.
Good evening, everyone. For weeks now, the city of Jackson has been preparing for
She looks like Michael Jackson after he turned white.
a controversial concert called Death Fest 1. Well, now their wait is over. Death Fest 1 is underway at the Optimus Arena in Jackson. Well, now, some people claim tonight's music is filled with satanic messages, but as our Sheila Smoot tells us in this live report, before they went inside, a religious group gave them a message of their own. Isn't that right, Sheila?
That's right, Suzanne. Today is Jackson for Jesus Day, and like you said, it's
Back off for Jesus Day.
also the Michigan Death Fest 1. It's going on right behind me in the Jackson Optimus Sports Arena here. It's billed as heavy metal at its finest, at its best, at its loudest. Not since Alice Cooper and Kiss played in this very...
I highly doubt it was billed as that. I don't think people who understand death metal would have written that.
Has there been so much controversy, Suzanne? Also tonight, it's not just a battle of the bands. It's also a battle in beliefs. Those who believe that there are satanical overtones to this music here believe it's just music. Promoters of Death Fest 1 say the heavy metal bands that are on the concert lineup are just that, bands, and not worshipers of Satan. Members of the Jackson for Jesus committee say the music is fine.
Why does this motherfucker have a battle horn? Yo, fat, white, Christian American, you are appropriating my Norse culture. We're gonna go and just have a nice talk with the death metal fan and just give him the word of Jesus. They show up with horns and giant, like, crosses and be like, ah! Looking like they're marching on Helm's Deep.
But it's the lyrics that talk of death and dying that has them concerned. So concerned that members came out to spread what they call a message about life.
We love music ourselves. In fact, we got a great thing going next weekend with a lot of Christian bands. It's the lyrics in the songs. I'm on the highway to hell. I mean, come on. I don't want to go there.
This dude is whining about a death metal concert, and his example is an AC/DC song.
And I don't want to see any of these guys go there.
Those who stood in line were treated to different lyrics today as they waited for the doors of Death Fest to open, as Jackson for Jesus members sang songs of religion.
Is this dude in the corner wearing whiteface? What the fuck is that?
At times, there were some verbal clashes by concert goers, but mainly it was just a clash in ideas and beliefs.
If you're out there preaching for...
You shouldn't actually, like, attack them or harass them or anything. Defend yourself if they do something to you, but otherwise it's best to just ignore these retards.
Satan, like they're preaching for God, we'd be thrown in jail. We'd be out of here. They'd arrest us. I don't think it's fair that they can come and try to ruin our show like this.
Sometimes there's a kid who may commit a murder because he listened to an album and he says he did it in the name of Satan, but come on, you know, that's like one in a million maybe.
Now they have the point, yeah. But we have ours too, and they won't listen.
Well, Suzanne, you heard it right there. Ticket buyers and supporters and concert goers on the one hand, Jackson for Jesus members on the other hand. Nothing got out of hand here today.
You see this dude in the background almost flash the camera?
And everything seems to be going okay inside the building. Reporting live from the Jackson Optimus Sports Arena, I'm Sheila Smoot.
Okay, Sheila.
You could tell she was getting annoyed with that guy. She kept looking around like, the fuck are you doing?
And of course, we've been following that story for 2 weeks, and we'll keep you up to date with a full report tonight.
For 2 weeks. They've been reporting multiple news segments for 2 weeks. It's funny because I'm pretty sure that the festival could not have afforded that type of press if they wanted to.
That's right, Suzanne. Death Fest 1 is going on right behind me. Earlier
She sounds more annoyed than she was a minute ago.
today, Jackson for Jesus members were out too. I'll have a live report.
Christians and concert goers clash at a controversial concert in Jackson.
It's only a clash because the Christians are impeding on the concert goers. The concert goers aren't running into their churches.
Lucifer's Hammer, Sacrifice, and Morbid Angel at a controversial concert in Jackson tonight.
That's a great clip. If I was one of those bands, I'd clip that out, a little segment of her going, Lucifer's Hammer.
Death Fest 1 has made its debut despite the fact that some say the music contains satanic messages. As Sheila Smoot tells us tonight, concert goers packed into the Optimus Sports Arena, but not before they were told that Jesus loves them.
Yes, they were just told that Jesus loves them. They were just walking in and there was a nice man right there just being like, hey, by the way, Jesus loves you. That's why they showed up with horns and crosses and shouting like they were the Orkai.
Promoters of Death Fest 1 say the heavy metal bands that are on the concert lineup are just that.
I wouldn't mind at all if someone was there just standing in the corner and just being like, hey, if anyone wants to talk about Jesus, I would talk with you. But if they're not, like, you know, provoking or doing anything stupid, sure, whatever, fine, that's cool. But that's what they would always do. They'd be like, we're just here to try to help these people. And then they'd be screaming in their faces and they'd be trying to provoke them. A lot of them are lawyers, too. So, like, the Westboro Baptist Church, that was their whole shtick. was they would provoke people into attacking them, and then they would use the law to fuck those people over.
Fans, and not worshipers of Satan. Members of the Jackson for Jesus Committee say the music...
See? We just wanted to say that Jesus loves you. That's why I'm blowing this giant fucking horn. What the fuck is that? Go drink another six-pack, you fat weirdo. You have much bigger problems, Mr. Six-Pack.
And dying that has them concerned. So concerned that members came out to spread what they call a
propaganda
message about life.
We'd be out of here. They could arrest us. I don't think it's fair that they can come and try to ruin our show like this.
Of controversy, but when the band stopped playing in Jackson's Death Fest 1 last night, well, so did the controversy. For about an hour before the concert, Christians gathered outside to spread their message of God. Some of them claim that death metal promoted Satan.
An hour. We care so much about these people, eternal souls, as our godly brothers and sisters that will spend an hour standing in the corner just shouting at them.
They handed out literature, but were asked to stay clear of the arena. Promoters said the music...
They handed out literature. That was very nice of the Christians to hand out rolling papers to the death metal fans. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of the report. As you can see, silly times back in the 90s. But what did you guys think of this video? And would you like me to do an actual deep dive on the Satanic Panic and more stuff like this? Let me know in the comments below. For more from me, check out my band Dark Insanity. You can find us on Instagram, on Spotify, on all of the streaming platforms, on Bandcamp as well. We have our EP Rabid Psychosis out now. This October, we are playing with Carnivore AD at the Whiskey A Go-Go in Hollywood. October 16th. Tickets are $25, so hit me or the band up if you'd like one. We've got Wyatt's Metal and Dark Insanity merch available now in my shop. We've also got hoodies, hats, buttons, stickers. We even have Dark Insanity weed bags. Link is in the description of this video. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video.